Hey, recently there was a study that says millennial men are lazy, stupid people that don't like to go outside, and now we didn't really need a study for that. I mean, really? Come on, this was like already fact, so everyone knows that. I haven't been outside since I was drunk that one night. Didn't want to cook anything, so I went out and got myself some Chipotle. Got a burrito, and then the burrito didn't have what I wanted in it, but I ate it anyways, because I'm a millennial and I don't want to, cause conflict, so I just ate it. I really hate sour cream. So I did that, and I went home, and I saw that there was this study. It was a joint study from some economists from Princeton, the universities of Chicago, and the University of Rochester, Cockrochester, I don't know. They say that video games are the cause for unemployment among millennial men, and the study's authors said that they weren't very happy. They were a little bit concerned that people ages 21 to 30, men specifically, weren't employed full-time, and this was despite due to some increasing employment and, increasing employment opportunities over the past few years. So, of course, it's gotta be the video games, because, I mean, that's what we do. It's what millennials do. We play video games, and, we don't do nothing else. I mean, I got up this morning. I was supposed to do, a Pathfinder stream. That got canceled. Then I streamed anyways. I mean, I had, Chipotle burrito and sour cream all over the keyboard, but I still stuck through it and did it. But I mean, I get what they're saying. Millennials play a lot of video games, and sometimes we don't want to go to work because we play so many video games, right? It's almost like 20 years ago when people didn't want to go to work because they wanted to go and watch TV, whatever was on TV then, like Baywatch or I don't know, X Factor. Was X Factor around then? Probably. I'm a millennial. I mean, everything was always around since I was born. There was nothing before that. I'm entitled to every TV show. All the remakes of TV shows are better than the originals, by the way, because that's the ones I saw in theaters. I could go on, and I could talk about this thing. I mean, this other article that you can click in the link in the description, that thing kind of does all the work for me. So you can go and click that one and read through it. But I'll just go through a couple little things that are possibly wrong with that or something. So let's start with, this is something that was actually in the article too. It was correlation does not equal causation. I don't know what that means. It's probably like correlation and then causation. So coral is like that stuff you find in the ocean. It's like an endangered species or something. Coral's actually an animal too. I know that because I read it on the internet. And causation, I think it's just a typo in the article because it was supposed to be causation because it's almost Christmas time. It's like October and all the dollar stores are bringing in their Christmas stuff. So basically what they're saying is that it's not true because coral is becoming a Christmas gift. It's a millennial thing, man. How do I explain it? Okay, so I copied and pasted it and I looked it up and it says, correlation does not imply causation. It's a phrase used in statistics to emphasize that a correlation between two variables does not imply that one causes the other. So basically it's like, if you're an asshole and you wake up in the morning and eat cereal, and most other people who are assholes also eat cereal in the mornings when they don't want to cook things because they're all millennials, so they're assholes. You're still an asshole. It just has nothing to do with you eating cereal. I mean, it's like, do video games make people lazy? Yeah. I mean, it's a hobby that you can do in your own home. You never have to leave it, Once you buy your console or whatever, it's pretty cheap. If you buy one game, really like it, you can play it with other people nowadays. So that's cool. It eliminates the need to always have to go, across town to go meet your buddy Greg that you met at the bar that one time. And you followed him on Twitter and found out he plays Call of Duty too. So you were like, dude, I have good kill streak skills, so I'm gonna play with you. And then he's like, yeah, I love the Call of Duties, and you play it. It was a great time. That's how millennials make friends, by the way. So, like, it's almost like video games. They're a hobby that people can do very easily and stay in contact with others across the world. You know, like, I got some friends over in Norway that I do video games with sometimes. I mean, our ping sucks, and I kind of just bounce around the screen and the map all the time. But, I mean, on the bright side, my Roadhog hooks always look stupidly ridiculous, so that's really cool. And the whole thing about, you know, men playing video games and then not getting employed, I don't know, I feel like if you're not employed and then you send out your resumes and then people aren't getting back to you or whatever, you'd just be kind of like sitting at home. And what do people do at home? Well, they used to watch TV or go out and clean the gutters. Who has gutters nowadays anyways? Why hasn't anyone made like a Roomba for gutters? That'd be great. That'd be the most amazing invention ever. I would buy that. I don't even have gutters. I just kind of want to have one. But it's like if you put out your resumes and no one's getting back to you and you don't want to work at a bagel shack, maybe you just you play video games for a while till you find a job you actually like. You know, it's like maybe the work industry might have a few more jobs right now, but maybe they're not secure jobs. Maybe they don't want to, like, pay you a good wage. Maybe living wage is very difficult right now for millennium people. It's like I graduated high school, and I moved away, like, right away, and I lived on my own for a while. Worked at a supermarket, and then there was this one guy who was, like, 43 years old, and he only wanted to work like 25 hours a week, but because he had worked there for 20 years, because he's not a millennial, I wasn't allowed to get any more hours than him because he had, like, I don't know what they call it, seniority. So basically, I was working on 24 hours a week and trying to survive. And honestly, I can see why people might not want to do that, because that's kind of a shitty situation to be in. And I feel like a lot of normal jobs nowadays are like that, you know? They're less concerned about giving you, like, a living wage, a pension, things like that. So people are like, well, I don't want to work for that bagel shack for a long time. I mean, they're not even giving me a lifetime supply of bagels. And if they were, they wouldn't give me any, like, garlic cream cheese on them, you know? I like my garlic cream cheese everything bagel from Tim Hortons or whatever. So we all kind of wait until we find good jobs. Some of us even figured out that we can make money playing video games. I mean, we must be awful people for that. Lazy millennials that don't do anything because we just play video games and people watch us play video games as entertainment. It's kind of like radio, except you talk on screen and there's more that you can do than radio. And it's honestly kind of better than radio was for a long time. And I can say that because I'm a morning radio host. So I guess the answer to this question is that bagel shacks suck. And I play a lot of video games, you know, it's my hobby. I work full-time. My program director is not a millennial. He plays a lot of video games and he works full-time, so it's almost like everyone is just inherently biased to people that aren't their own age. I'm gonna go watch some TV. Oh, sorry, Netflix for you millennials.